You forecast this and it's here.
It's here, yeah. And you know, overnight last night, Teo, we had kind of that light rainfall, nice and steady across the area. But now some of the rain is showing signs that it's picking up the pacing a little bit more. I do expect over the next couple of hours we'll have rain and more of that moderate, potentially some heavier band intensity moving through as this front's working its way across the area. Let's start and go really kind of from north, west, east to south here with the radar view. Across much of Plumas County, it's all snowfall coming down right now, especially around Lake Almanor, Chester, down in through Quincy, Gray Eagle area. Been noticing again that it's snow that's coming down and really sticking to the roads and of course everything around it. Across the area here of the Central Valley, down Highway 70 and 99 going north. Again, you're noticing that there's been rainfall. It's moderate rainfall here around Yuba City and Marysville into Colusa. It picks up the pace a bit more here down this I-5 stretch into Arbuckle, Williams, areas there of Sutter County, Colusa County, getting impacted by that steadier, more moderate rainfall. Down the Interstate 80 stretch, it's been raining all morning since about 10 o'clock last night. Sacramento down in through Dixon, all the way into Fairfield and Vacaville this morning, and watching that rain also fill in for folks that maybe have to travel towards the Bay Area bright and early on this Monday. It's a good steady rainfall at a moderate pace here and through Newman. Right now, Modesto seeing some rain filling in. I know for much of the morning you've had kind of a rain break, and then in Stockton we've been seeing more of these moderate to heavier bands move through. Right now, more of a moderate band there down I-5 and 99, filling in as well towards Farmington, French Camp neighborhoods. You're noticing that that rain's really picking up in through Sonora off towards Arnold. Rainfall right now in Sutter Creek, more of a light intensity, and then you get it going into the Sierra, and this is a big different story, especially at those peaks as you get towards Donner Summit or Echo Summit driving along Highway 50. Check out this view here down Interstate 80 around Kingvale. That snow is really coming down and it's getting battered by the wind as well. Of course, the camera is not showing up at this point, but noticing that travel through the Sierra over those passes is certainly not recommended, as that snow is going to keep coming down and eventually it's going to be lowering in the levels as we go through the afternoon today. Let's talk about the wind, because that's another big part of the weather story this morning. Winds have been gusting so far 35 to 40 mile per hour range. Winds right now at 30 miles per hour gusting over Modesto, 36 in Stockton, picking up there in Fairfield at Travis Air Force Base, gusting to 35. And I've been seeing winds gusting anywhere from 30 close to 40 miles an hour, spots like Placerville and Auburn, and you get up the hill towards South Lake Tahoe, winds are gusting about 37 miles an hour. Just to give you an idea, we're really getting into the height of this rain and wind event for this morning. It's going to last at least for another couple of hours, but you notice here in the planner, we get beyond the 7 o'clock hour and things really start to taper in terms of the wind and the rain. And the big concern that will turn from that point is to any of those rises on the rivers, creeks, and streams. So that's certainly something we'll be monitoring, and meteorologist Eileen Javora is in-house this morning as well, keeping a close eye on what's ahead in terms of more projected rainfall and where we could see those rapid rises in the rivers, creeks, and streams later on today. Eileen?
Yeah, that's right. What we're concerned about over the next couple of hours is really the rain falling at a rate that the creeks fill very quickly. And we all know there's so much debris strewn about Northern California right now from all the wind we've been seeing. So we're concerned that maybe some of those drains just kind of back up and some of those smaller creeks could have a few issues. Now, so far, I have to say, Tamara, that the rainfall rates have not been extreme by any means. So it's been a nice steady rain, as you've been saying, around Sacramento, and we've only picked up a couple of hundredths of an inch around Modesto and Stockton, but more will come as the morning progresses. In fact, by late this morning, midday, we're calling for about an inch of rain in Sacramento. So again, if it falls down heavy enough, we might see some of those issues on the creeks. Fairfield, maybe even over 2 inches of rain by midday today, and around 1.5 inches or so in Stockton. Again, these are model predictions. They can be off by 1/4 of an inch, 1/10 of an inch here and there. In the foothills, likely going to see 1.5 inches at least in Placerville, and more than that in Sonora as we get into the afternoon hours. Then we get a little bit of a lull this afternoon and into this evening. Notice as I put this into motion all the way through the overnight, we don't really pick up a whole lot of rain. So that means tomorrow morning, we're kind of just dealing with whatever rain falls today. Now, that will change by the commute time tomorrow. So say after 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, we should start to pick up the rain again, and we'll add to it. Just not the amounts that we're going to see today. Again, today in the valley, we could see 1 inch, 1.5 inches of rain. Tomorrow, we might see in that 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch of rain. And it's the kind of rain that comes down in downpours and then lets up. So by the time all is said and done, by Tuesday evening and into the day on Wednesday, because now we've included the chance of some lingering showers, very manageable rain on Wednesday, we could see 2 inches of rain at least in Sacramento, maybe even a little more than that. Stockton, about 2.5 inches of rain, and some spots in the valley, it's not out of the question to see closer to 3. And then you notice in the foothills, the range is anywhere from about 2 to 4 inches from Quincy to Auburn to Placerville and Sonora. Certainly not the amounts we saw with that New Year's storm, where we had 8 to 10 inches in parts of the foothills, especially El Dorado County and Amador County. We had extreme rainfall for several days. So again, this is going to kind of come in waves, as Tamara's been saying. This first wave comes through this morning, kind of breaks apart as we get towards midday and into the afternoon hours. So we are going to be watching the Cosumnes River very carefully, because this is, of course, where we had the issues with all the water coming down the Cosumnes River and then eventually flowing into southern Sacramento in the county. We are calling for the crest today. At least the California Nevada River Forecast Center is calling for a crest late today, this evening, basically at 9 o'clock tonight, just under 13 feet. If you remember at the Michigan Bar site, and this is the site we're showing you, this went over 16.5 feet when we had the flooding in parts of Wilton and going into South Sac County. So again, lower amounts of water coming down the Cosumnes River compared to what we saw on New Year's. At least that's what's predicted for now. We have to watch those rainfall rates in the foothills. Very crucial to just how much water goes down the Cosumnes, and I know folks are very concerned there. But at this point, the forecast level is below New Year's. Now, that's not to say that we're not going to have some water issues in southern Sac County, maybe in Tuesday into Wednesday, as that rain continues and as that water continues to flow. It has to still drain. And we could see some issues on those outlying roads, certainly Dillard and Arno. We're going to be watching in Twin Cities Road, but that would come more Tuesday into Wednesday as the rain continues over the next couple of days. So that's the status right now. I checked on the creeks too, Tamara and Teo. No issues right now. All the creeks are within their banks. The rain rates so far have been manageable. We'll see how this kind of really develops over the next several hours as the rain continues to come down.
Right, Eileen, and something that's been tossed around as well, I know from the National Weather Service, is the potential for opening up those Fremont, the Weir.
Yes.
Something that could happen in the next few days.
Yes,
for
that's
sure.
right. To take the stress off the Sacramento River, if you haven't lived here that long, and it's been quite a few years since we've seen this, what they'll do is they'll open the weirs at the top of the Sacramento River, the northern part, and allow it to drain into these floodplains. And over time, eventually, as we know at Tamara, when we get these big rain years, when you go over the Yolo Causeway, it's just like basically going over a huge river or a huge lake, because that's designed that way to take the stress off those main rivers. So certainly Sacramento River, American River, these are highly regulated. Of course, the American River is regulated by the Folsom Dam, Nimbus Dam, and Folsom Lake has actually come down about 25 feet since we had that big Storm over New Year's weekend. They have been draining it out, and that's why the flows along the American have been so high, because they're continuing to drain out Folsom Lake to just make way for more rain water coming in.
And if you've driven, I've driven across the river several times in the last few days, Eileen, you see that it's definitely really swelled, but we don't see any major issues with the rainfall we'll get today and in the next 48 hours.
Yeah,
so.
and yeah, we think an inch or two of rain, maybe a little bit more in some spots in the valley, 2 to 4 in the foothills still seems to be the ballpark for now. We're, you know, this is an hour by hour thing, and over the next 6 to 12 to 24 hours, things can certainly change.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for, to monitor all of it for you. And I'll take a closer look now at the winds, because we've still been watching the gusts across the area. Some of the heftier gusts I've been seeing within the last about hour or so have actually been playing out in parts of the foothills. So if you're joining us right now in Placerville, El Dorado County, seeing gusts right now at the Placerville Airport close to 40 miles per hour. And it's been gusty this morning in Auburn, but you're down into that 30 mile per hour range. Across the valley floor, been seeing gusts anywhere from 25 to up and over 30. Right now in Stockton, a hefty gust flowing through that if you're a light sleeper, that's waking you up and you're wondering, okay, how much stronger is it going to get? We have winds right now, again, gusting to 36 in Stockton, 35 in Fairfield. And I do expect, and the projection is that we will see likely the peak of the wind for this morning around daybreak. So let's say between about 5 and 7 a.m. Could see those winds gusting in that 30 to 40 mile per hour range, maybe inching a little closer to 50 mile per hour range. And then notice how those gusts really subside beyond even 9 o'clock this morning. And then let me widen this view for you to show you again the wind range. This is around daybreak, so right around the sunrise time frame. Winds are across the area sustained close to 30 miles per hour there in Stockton. So it's going to be gusty for the next couple of hours. But once we get beyond, again, 8, 9 o'clock this morning, here's 11 a.m. and the wind is now just a distant memory for the most part, except for the branches and the debris that may be littered in those roadways, causing some of the issues. And of course, we did see a lot of issues over the weekend. I do not expect that the wind for today is going to be playing out nowhere near the extent of what we've dealt with those 60+ mile per hour winds with Saturday and early Sunday morning storm. Again, the rainfall across the area right now, it is in that light to moderate range. Some of these areas, Teo, again, in the heavier range. And the other part of the weather story, which we haven't really talked about a whole lot, is the snow in the Sierra. So right now, snow level's pretty high. It's around 7,000 feet.
These have been kind of warmer storms.
They have been warmer storms, and today that snow level will drop down a bit. And that's going to be presenting some issues today, especially in the Sierra. But even just now, I was looking at some of the Caltrans cameras. The wind is pushing the snow around as it's sticking to the roadways. It's a heavy, wet snow for the most part. Definitely, if you don't have to drive in the mountains, it's advised not to do it throughout much of the day today. And keep in mind, too, we've been seeing with the snow a hub of issues for the resorts between power outages, trees down, power lines down, and they have to take their time to make sure that resorts are safe enough to open. I know a lot of folks want to get in, the Powder Hounds especially, but give them some time to work through it. And Eileen's going to join us as well with more on that snowfall forecast.
And the thing that's been frustrating to so many people who are without power right now, you don't have power.
I don't have
right?
power.
Does not have
Yeah,
power right
you
now.
know, and it's frustrating because the other thing you have to think of too is when the crews go out there to try to get those power lines back operational, they're kind of triaging the situation as which areas, you know, need the power on. Such as,
they prioritize it for sure.
Right, and they also have to take their time and be safe with their crews to get the work done.
Well, thankfully the wind is not at that 60 mile per hour range where it was Saturday night. That really causes the issues we don't expect to get there.
There's a big difference here between a 50 mile per hour wind gust and a 60 mile per hour wind gust, and that's where we saw devastation on Saturday into Sunday.
Certainly did. All right, we do continue our breaking coverage here of this latest storm system that's right upon us right now. Stay with us. We have much more coming up next.